Welcome to your daily focus for July the 5th, 2020. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. And thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. I send it right back to you. Thank you. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for sharing my videos with family and friends. Thank you so much for subscribing. So, an exciting time to be present, to be alive, to be on this earth, because we have a beautiful lunar eclipse that is following a beautiful solar eclipse. And we know that both of those energies follow us forward into November, December. So we have the next 6 months. And yes, okay, there will be times when it'll be challenging, it'll be hard, we'll have to grow in certain ways. But I think right now we can be very excited about that as well. We want to take it on. We want the change. We want the new beginnings. We want the new starts. And this energy has been so beautiful and magical for just that. So, July the 5th, 2020. So when we look at July, first of all, oh, I've got these Dylan hairs these days. He must be shedding. It's really hot right now, so I imagine he is. But they have to, say hello, and they both have to cuddle with me for a few minutes. I can't just come into the office and start videotaping. And now they're ticked because we didn't stay to cuddle, right? Mom got up. And they're my rescue dogs. If this is the first time you're tuning in, just so you know, I'm talking about my rescue dogs. So we have July. July is a 7 month. So, right, the 7th month. So it is all about standing in our truth. If you figure out what it is collectively, it would be the 7 plus the year energy, the 4, which would be an 11. So we have the 11 energy. The 11 energy to utilize, to step into, to, utilize, to bring things into a quick success for ourselves. The 11 energy always offers this fast results, but you have to do the work. You have to give it the focus. You have to be committed 110% to your goal, your dream, your desire. You really have to get on board with it. You have to be putting in the time, the energy, the resources on your end in order to expect God, your angels, your spirit guides to open up those doors wide for you, to show you that path that you know is laying in wait for you. And part of the 11 energy is we have to let go. We have to let go. So we are in the lunar eclipse. We have to let go of the things that hold us down, that weigh us down. It's like the ball and chain. We can't go forward. We're burdened in some way. So what do we need to change? Now, the solar eclipse, when we had the solar eclipse, it was very much about freedoms versus responsibility. Right? Where we want to feel that freedom, that sense of being alive in the moment, and where we wanted to end the freedom to do and choose to what we want to create, what we want to invent, what we want to become going forward, what we want our truth to be going forward. So we wanted that freedom of speech perhaps, but there was also obligations, rules, responsibilities on the other end. And to some extent, we have to take that into account and try and find that balance. And the solar eclipse was there to really point it out that we have an imbalance and we have to bring it in and center ourselves. We have to truly live towards our potential of the 4 energy. Know that when we are like in a certain energy year, that it is teaching us throughout the year how to embrace that energy. So we start off the year really rough. Now we are mid-year, so now we're we're being brought into understanding even more how we can bring things into harmony, bring things into a balance for ourselves, to feel a true security, to feel a true, yeah, safety. And the four energy is also home and family. So it could be in relationships that we finally find that balance, we resolve. So we have this lunar eclipse here to help us to resolve those things, to step into the path. So where was I going with the numerology? I get on these tangents, don't I? Um, July, the five energy. Well, the five energy is all about romance, happiness, joy, laughter, giggles, creativity. It's about enjoying your moment, being in the now, embracing the now, enjoying the now for what it is, and not trying to turn it or mold it into something that we want, that we, it's like meeting somebody, and instead of taking that time to giggle at each other and hold hands and look dreamily into each other's eyes, we skip it and we just go to, no, you are taking out the garbage tonight. Maybe you didn't understand me the first time. That is your job. So so the five energy is not trying to make it into anything more than it needs to be present in the moment, to be happy and grateful for the things that you have in the moment. Now, I've gotten to the habit this summer because I'll go outside and I'll lay there in my cool chair. It's like a zero gravity chair, and I think it's cheaper than lawn chairs. So look into them, and I lay back and I kind of see in the sky and the creek and the lawn. And if you've watched any of my videos of the dogs, that's my backyard. Um, and I sit there and I hear the birds singing, and we've got a couple of squirrels now running around. Got a family of groundhogs, um, you know, living there. The mom, the dad, and the babies and whatnot. Um, so they're on the property now, and so anyways, and I think over and over again, at least at some point while I'm sitting out there for the few minutes that I do take to sit out there, I go, I'm like the richest person alive. This is beyond beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. And when you can take a couple of minutes out of your day or a couple of seconds out of your day to just appreciate the now, I mean, that's what the five energy is all about. Being in the moment and appreciating the now. And then we have the 2020, the 4 energy. Now, if you do the numerology of the day, it is a 16 energy. Oh, not the tower card, you say. Yeah, things need to collapse. Walls need to be torn down. You really need to strip to the foundation and build it up stronger than before, stronger than ever before. Really, it's about building our security and our safety and our sense of comfort, our peace of mind, and doing it with a harmony and a joy coming in, a laughter, a sense of success, of freedoms, of self-expression. And so we have the next 6 months to work towards those goals, those dreams. Like I was saying with the yearly energy, we don't walk into the yearly energy knowing how to use that energy properly. It's through lessons, it's through teaching. So next time the 4 energy comes around, we get even more knowledgeable. And we grow our wisdom, our sage wisdom, one layer at a time, just like an onion, it's one layer at a time. So we have the 16 energy, and yeah, it really is about when we may not be happy about some of the things that happen. Although we're in a very harmonious time when it comes to the stars and even the way the numerology is playing out. So we could be very happy that those things are finally done in our lives. And maybe through this whole pause that the world was put on, you see where you want to go, who you want to be. Maybe you feel it for the first time. You got to sit in that peace or that quiet and reflect on who you truly are and what really made you happy. and what you needed in your life and what you really found that you didn't need in your life. And finding your voice, finding your strength, finding your courage, finding that inner warrior, that primal energy within you, and taking it to the next level, utilizing it. Utilizing it. And then, of course, the 1 plus 6 is a 7, right? We're right back full circle to standing in your truth. See what the cards have to say, shall we? Oh, it's by the way, the eclipse is at 13 degrees. 13 degrees of Capricorn. So the sun is at 13 degrees of Cancer with Vesta in conjunction, by the way. Okay, so Vesta is a goddess that hearth, home, family. My son had he got a kitten. Really funny story. So I was getting a kitten for my daughter for her birthday. I had already cleared it with the people that she was living with that she could have this kitten, and I get her this kitten. So I go to a farm to get this kitten, because that's what you do when you live in the country, because the farms always have a litter of kittens on the go. And I go to this farm and I get her this kitten, and I walk into my son's room, and I said, my other son, not the one that you hear every so often in the background here, and I give him this kitten. I said, you have to watch this cat overnight until your sister shows up for her birthday tomorrow, because this is her gift. And he says, I don't even like cats, I don't want a cat. And I said, yeah, that's why I'm giving it to you, so I don't end up with a cat for me as well by the end of, so anyways, he goes, I don't want to do this. I said, yeah, well, you're doing it. You're the perfect person because you don't like cats. So it'll be easy for you to just give that cat over to your sister. He goes, so, okay, I'll do it. So the next morning, I said, how's the kitten? And he says, oh, Mom, it's so cute. You should see what it does. Oh my gosh. Come into my bedroom fast. I got to show you what it does. And it did this little thing on the pillow, and when he did something with his finger or something, and he was just like giggling and like a little kid. So needless to say, I was on the phone to the farm saying, is there still another kitten available? And I ended up with a cat. But he named it Vesta. Long story short, he named it Vesta. And Vesta had kittens. And Vesta was the best mom I've ever seen in cats. And I've always grown up around cats, so I've seen a lot of cats. But Vesta was just so invested. And then the neighbor's cat had kittens, and Vesta kept stealing the kittens and bringing it over to her, and so my son would have to walk over to the neighbors and give the poor kittens back to the real mother. But she was that, she really lived true to her name of growing family and nurturing and loving. And we only had one card fall out, so we have to look. What is it? Oh, look at this, the Queen of Swords. We haven't seen her in quite some time. And here she is for our lunar eclipse. Here she is, sitting in her throne. And she's not resting. She's ready. She's ready to go. She's ready to pounce. She's ready to run forward after her dreams, her desires, her goals. And she leans on that sword like, I don't want to use it, but I will. And it's about, really the Queen of Swords is very much your dream. Remember, during the weekend, the Friday and Saturday, we were asked to dream big. And so now she jumps out to say, okay, and we're going to take that dream and we're going to run with it. We've got this. And so she's here to say that we need to protect, we need to stand in our truth. We need to protect our dreams, our goals, our desires. We can't listen to the naysayers. We have to get around like-minded people. Maybe we need to change our environment. Maybe we need to just change our daily habits so we have time for something, so that we are doing different actions, saying different words. There is an angel there to guide you. And I see the red there. I never see the red, but I see the red. They must be red and white roses. Oh, the old eyes. You know what? It looks more like daisies, but it's red and they're white. Okay. We're going to go with pure and simple then. What I'm seeing is pure and simple, fresh starts, new beginnings, wiping that slate clean. And the red representing the passion, the fight. But it's one where you want to do it. You feel adventurous. You feel like going forward. She doesn't look unhappy. She looks determined. Okay, we'll put her back in, and I guess I will cut the cards. Now, I will leave this video up on my main page for the next several weeks until the new moon comes around again. But I always put it into the specials. So if you go to my main page and it's not the video playing at the time, go back in. The solar eclipse, the one that I did, June 20th, I believe, 21st. And then this one. And revisit it. Because this energy is not just a daily energy that you're going to be feeling today. This is the energy that we are going to be walking through the next 6 months. November, December, end of November, mid-December. Did I just cut these cards and start shuffling again? Okay, there. Let's get to the cards. Look at that, the Three of Wands. Three of Wands, we stand on the shore of our tomorrow. There is a vast, beautiful horizon. And we stand there and we hold that first wand in our hands and we look out and we go, okay, so let's get serious. What if this could be a possibility? How could I go forward? What is the end goal? What is my dream? What is my desire? Does it make me feel happy? Do I feel tension? What is that tension telling me? That I'm just fearful of the unknown and I need to research more or learn more or have more faith and belief in myself and God, my angels, my spirit guides? Or is it because we know that isn't the right choice? That isn't the best way. The 11 energy also calls for us to be very, very true. To have a respect given to us by others. To have an authenticity about ourselves. And going forward for the right reasons. If your reason to succeed is a guilt that you want to overcome and you figure this is the best band-aid you're ever going to get, or it has to do with revenge, or maybe it's greed, chances are you're going to find a lot of walls in your way. A lot of towers to break down. So it has to be for your well-being as well as the well-being of the planet, of the people in your life, on this planet. We eventually move over to the second wand here and we go, okay, but what if I were to add this or take away that? Or maybe this is an entirely different dream completely. Maybe this is the really unknown one, the one that you'd really want to do. You know, if there was just a way to hit the reset button. You wanted to walk into that. Now, you might end up blending those paths together. You might decide one over the other. The third wand is the decision. And we're far from the decision, the true decision. But we have to know what we want and we don't want. Sometimes we have to know what we don't want before we can even know what we want. The Star card. The Star card is all about making the impossible possible. I mean, what a beautiful energy to have on a full moon energy, on a lunar eclipse energy. But the Star card. Other people will tell you that it's impossible because it's not their dream. It's not their goal. It's not their vision. It's not their destiny. And it's not their fate. So they cannot truly understand what you are seeing, what you are feeling, what you want to create, what you want to invent, what you want to be, become, whatever you want to transform. Maybe it's your health and well being. Maybe it is your love life. Maybe it is having more friends, family. Maybe it's doing something more in the community. Maybe it's growing your stature. Maybe it's going after that career or doing what you love. Maybe it's about raising your spirituality. So if you feel it in your heart, it's not impossible. It's just something that only you can do. Your way, a unique way. And maybe it's done, 5,000 times before and you go, meh, it's already been done. Like somebody's already done that. There's like millions. There's like, writing a book, okay? You have a thing where you want to write a book, but everybody's already kind of written this kind of book. And there's lots of books out there, but it hasn't been written by you. You're needed to make the success truly a success. Ten of Swords. Wow, this has been a popular card. And more often than not, it's in the middle. Now, most people just tremble and shake when this card comes out. And you know what? The Ten of Swords says you have been through the battle. You have, yeah, you've struggled. But you're here. And in this deck, I don't see the swords as being in your back because otherwise there'd be a pool of blood. And trust me, there are decks out there that do look like that. But I have to look at what the artist puts into the meaning of the card as well as the meaning of the card. So those swords are behind you. They're your strength. They're your courage. They're your sage wisdom. They are the lessons that you have learned in order to make you the person you have become today. The unique you. And that sun is starting to come out of the clouds. The clouds are parting. The warmth of the sun is upon you. And you are starting to push yourself back up. And you're going to stand up and you are going to brush yourself off. You are going to straighten those shoulders. You're going to stick your chest out a little bit. You're going to be standing proud and you're going to say, I've got this. I can do it. And you are at the very, very, very beginning of it. So really, when you're saying those words, you may not even understand how you are going to muster up the energy or the resources or the time to do what you are saying that you are going to do. But you know it's going to work. You know that the sun has started to shine in your life again. You know it's a new season of possibilities, of adventures, of opportunities, because your perception completely changes in some way. You get that aha moment, you get that epiphany. That was also in Friday and Saturday. That epiphany, that aha moment, seeing things clearly, seeing them like you've seen them, you're seeing them for the very first time. Maybe it was information was held back or you didn't attain it before, you didn't know that piece of the puzzle. And all of a sudden you see where you thought you were limited, where you thought you had to go in one direction that you didn't particularly like, and now you can go forward. Now you can step into your tomorrow. You see the possibility. You see the way through. You see where you can make the impossible possible. So, not often will I say this, but with this card, but expect a miracle. Expect something happening, like some kind of good fortune coming into your life, some kind of luck, some kind of happiness, some kind of joy, some kind of yeah, just joy. Maybe exciting news comes in. It changes your way. Maybe you are surfing and you come across something and it just opens your mind to new possibilities. It's like the first time you hear the word, say, yoga. Okay, you hear yoga and it's like, okay, and you kind of have that vague sense of what yoga is, and then you start to look into yoga, and all of a sudden you're 5 years down the road and you've got this intense knowledge of yoga, and you find out that there is more layers to the knowledge that you can obtain. And that's kind of what's kind of happening here, and you see where your past lessons has brought you to this moment. You start to have that deja vu of, I've been through this kind of circumstance before, or this kind of energy before, or in this environment before, and I know how to go forward now. I see it. You get these epiphanies, you get these aha moments, you get this chance, this luck maybe even coming in. Because I think in some way Uranus is involved here, as well as Mars in the. But go to your astrologers and find that out, please, because I didn't really research it a lot. I listened to a couple of people that was at, and that's not my idea of research. So go to your astrologers if you want to find out how Uranus plays a part in this and Mars plays a part in this. So if anything, we are feeling more like we can step into the new opportunities. And this is really kind of weird saying this for the lunar eclipse, but the lunar eclipse is going to allow us to release, to let go, to heal, to understand what we truly want to take with us, the people that we want to take with us, to have that dream, that desire cemented, that foundation laid strong, so that we can go and have the potential to build on that. And then we have the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is saying, you know what? Bring your best game, or bring your best. Yeah, is it bring your best game to the table? I don't know. Be the best you. That's what this card really is all about. It's being the best you. It's not by making other people feel small or stupid, or feeling like you've got to prove something to anybody else. Just be you. That's what this card is saying, and you can be you in any group setting, and having the acceptance of that, and actually making other people stronger by you standing in your truth. And if they're standing in your truth, can you imagine what this world would be like if we all stood in our truth? We all stood strong in our values, our morals. We didn't allow other people to influence. We didn't, when somebody says something to you, it sticks with you. Sometimes the smallest of words at the right time in our life stick with us. And we wear that hat forever. I'm too stupid. I'll never amount to anything. I should be seen and not heard. I'm a know-it-all. That's why nobody likes me. I'm a know-it-all. I'm too critical. I have to organize everything. And we put these hats on, and chances are it doesn't really describe you. Chances are it was just an opinion somebody had of you, rather than the truth you took it as. So it's time to take that hat and fling it into the corner, because you don't need to wear that hat. You know who you are. So redefine who you are throughout this next 6 months, and what you truly want to come into your life, and what your talents, what your abilities, allow yourself to shine. Don't downplay who you are to make somebody feel more comfortable. Let's get a mantra card here. So it's very strong energy. We're only at the beginning of all of this that I'm talking about. So, yeah, it's going to take some perseverance. It's going to take some patience. It's going to take some dedication. But I think we'll see some successes really early on if we give it our time, our energy, our resources, in the way that we should, our focus, in the way that we can. Seven heavenly virtues, the keys to goodness. The keys to goodness. So I wonder if this is what our dreams, our goals, our desires really need to be about, rather than I need more money or something. Let's see here. The 7 heavenly virtues. So you represent spiritual enlightenment. You represent divine knowledge and wisdom. Adopt a faith and belief in all that is good and meaningful. Have a deep intuitive understanding of God, the angels, the universal spirit, and know the keys to goodness. You are being asked to use this knowledge to empower yourself so that others may be taught. So it's faith, hope, charity, fortitude, justice, patience, and temperance. So faith, belief, and trust in the right things. So you say, well, what's that? What are the right things? Because one person will tell me the salad is the best thing I can eat, and the next person will tell me salad gives me cancer. So, what is the right thing? And so I think we have to investigate, ask questions. Don't take things just because somebody said so. Do our own research. Come to our own conclusions, which may be the same as or different than the person who originally told us. And then ask yourself, how do I feel about that answer? Is it truly what I believe? Is it truly what I stand for? Is it part of my truth? That's how you know what the right things are. Hope. Belief that good will prevail. And the more that you can buy in that I will get through this, I will survive, and I will be stronger for it and better off for it. Charity. Unlimited loving kindness towards others. I have a hard time when I go to the bigger cities because I see so many homeless people. And I think to myself, what would I need? What would have to happen in my life in order to find myself as one of these people? And where do I truly have to be in my self-esteem, in who I've become, to be able to put my hand out and ask for? And I think, I would have to swallow so much pride. I would have to, and you start to think in what they've given up in order to be able to put their hand out so that they do survive. And so I always carry a pocket full of, I have my pocket for, where I live, it's toonies and loonies, or $1s and $2. So, I carry a pocket of loonies and toonies. And I my heart goes out to them. Yeah, okay, yeah. There's some that are just trying to make a buck and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, you're going to find that with anything in life. You're going to find a whole bunch of great Boy Scout leaders, and then you're going to find a bad apple. You're going to find a whole bunch of wonderful teachers, and then a bad apple. You're going to find a whole bunch of, and we can do this with any profession you want, any walk of life you want. We're going to find a lot of good, and yeah, there's going to be a bad apple. I remember one time I got a sense that there was a guy, and as I was passing him, he didn't have his hand out or anything, but he kind of, had this big, like it was almost like an army suitcase, right? A big bag. And that was all his belongings. You could tell he hadn't bathed in days, that he was worn down, that he was tired, and he had his cup out and nobody was giving. And he looked at what little he had, and you could see the sadness. You could see the, why do I even exist kind of energy coming off of him. And so, but he was a fast walker, I'll give him that. And so by the time I thought it through, I thought I have to follow him, I have to give him something. And it took me like a whole block to finally catch up to him. And I finally got him to turn around and look at me. And I gave him not a coin, but a bill. And the look of gratitude and surprise, and even a little bit of joy and faith coming into his face. I will carry that treasure that he gave me back around forever with me. And so when we can stop trying to judge others, to say this isn't allowed and that's allowed. How dare you do that? I would never do that. It's not up to me to say. And don't worry, everybody meets their maker eventually. They will have to answer. I will have to answer. But it's not for me to judge. And when we can take away the judgment, and that's not an easy thing to do. That is far from easy to do. You know, I can sit here and I can say this all I want, and you're sitting there and going, oh, Tilly, you're such an angel. But you know what? I'll get in my car. Somebody will cut me off. Out the window, do I forget how quickly I can forget about loving that person. So really being in the moment and practicing being in the moment and seeing maybe the beauty, even in the worst of people, seeing the beauty. Everybody has a beauty. I'm going on too long. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll get back to the cards. I'm sorry. Fortitude, never giving up, believe in yourself, push through. Most people quit the last leg of the race. They throw in the towel. They're so near. So believe in yourself. Don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. Know that your angels, God, your spirit guides have your back. Know that they will send in a support system if that's what you need, or what do you need. They will help. Justice, being fair and equitable towards others. Well, being fair, yeah. Not taking people for granted, not trying to pull the wool over their eyes, not trying to get them to work for our agenda, but really they want to. They want to be a part of who you are and where you're going. Patience, accepting the grace to forgive. Oh, there's a hard one, huh? I released a little video on Patreon, just I don't even think it was 10 minutes, but it was just a really fast, something that they could work towards the meditation. And it was like, what does your soul need to hear? What do you need to hear from that person? And you know you're not going to hear it. If you haven't heard it by now, you're not going to hear it. But yet you carry that wound. And it's time to allow that wound to heal, to give it some air. So give it up to God. Give it up to your angels. Give it up to your spirit guides. Let go of that experience. Let go of the emotion of that experience. And know that it formed you into the person that you can be going forward. You gained wisdom, that you gained strength, that you saw the person that you can be because of that incident. And you know what? Accepting the grace to forgive yourself. So often we beat ourselves up. So often we treat ourselves worse, and we talk worse to ourselves than we would to any living being alive. So, loving yourself, forgiving yourself. You were only doing what you thought was right at the time. Hindsight is 20/20. We've learned from the experience. Time to go forward. And temperance. Practice self-control, moderation. Having more by having less. Okay, there was no mantra at the end of all of that. We don't have a mantra to take with us for the next 6 months. So just say, I am deserving. There's your mantra. I am enough. There's your mantra. I am loving. There's your mantra. Happiness finds me every single day. There's your mantra. Luck finds me every day. There's your mantra. I am sensible with my money. There's your mantra. I am a creative being. There's your mantra. I am healthy, wealthy, and wise. There's your mantra. That was too many, but the raccoon was on the bottom of all that. And I thought, well, find your identity, right? And I maybe that was the card I was supposed to pick, or was it take flight with... Seriously. Take flight with the Phoenix. Now, was that for the 29th that I did a video on, or was that for the solar eclipse that we had the Phoenix out as our animal card? I'm pretty sure it's one of those two times. And the Phoenix comes back, rising out of the ashes to take flight. Yes, we are going to do a Journey of Love card for whoever just asked that. The boys are a little upset that I'm not going upstairs, but they're still being pretty good. So, newness, rebirth, change, vividness. When once you have tasted flight, you will always walk the earth with your eyes turned skyward, for there you have been and there you will always be. Phoenix is helping you shed your old ways in order to prepare you for a new life. So much with that 16 energy we're talking about, even the 13 energy we talked about that. You are on the verge of wonderful. You are on the verge of wonderful. This is not a time to throw in the towel. This is not a time to lose belief in yourself and God, your angels, your spirit guides, and your goals and your dreams and your desires. Definitely not a time. This is a time of rebirth in order to ready yourself for your next flight. You could be frightened. You may have to let go of things and people from your old life, but the end result will be well worth it. You may be on the verge of a spiritual awareness. Your dreams, both in sleep and in waking, may be more vivid than normal. You may actually be visited by those who have crossed over, as they have messages to share with you on this next step within your life. When you feel a sense of hopelessness, know that you are not lost. You are in a hanging pattern. Be open and receptive that new horizons stand ready and waiting. Go deep within and seek spiritual guidance through meditation, through counseling, maybe just talking with a friend or friends, a mentor. This will help you see your new world in a new light, your world in a new light. So really it is about gaining a new perception, right? You have a unique path. Trust and release your fears now. Align yourself with knowing that all is well. All is well. Start a dream journal. Keep it on your nightstand. Write down your both conscious and subconscious dreams. That is our beautiful animal card. I can't believe that one came up again. I have to go back and see. Our Journey of Love card. Journey of Love deck I only use for new moon and full moons. And it seems to either complement the reading completely, like just bring it full circle, or it brings up something that was just underneath everything I said, or just over above everything I said, like added to it in some way, or gave it more of a foundation. The Christ flames. So I know some people will say, oh, it's that Catholic religion stuff. I'm just the messenger. I've been using this deck forever. There's never been any kind of... So, take Christ and put in the word that you would use. Maybe it's Gaia. Maybe it's Buddha. Maybe it's whatever it is. It could be Daisy for, you cherish the Daisy. You think the Daisy is the simplicity of the great, amazing everything in life. So, but I will read the card exactly as it is written by the author. So I don't edit. It's not my job. the Christ flame. So what number do we have there? We have a 31. So a 4 energy. Okay, 31. And we will read the poem first. So don't send me I'm sorry if you feel in some way offended, but this is the message. So try and look past the one word that you don't like in the sentence and concentrate on the full message that is being given, because that is what will rock your world. So love is more than words can define. It's a feeling which wells up inside and longs for release. It is a smile which starts in my heart and spreads across my face like a silly grin. It is a knowing so deep in my being that every cell speaks in a language only lovers know. And most of all, it is the beginning, the birth, the possibility, the promise of a tomorrow, the hope that grows into something that can we only imagine when our hearts combine and love becomes more. Within you burns the flame of the Christ. Beyond religion, this flame belongs to all hearts willing to receive the divine, opening to it as a lover would open the heart to receive the beloved. Through the awakening of the Christ within brings greater closeness to the divine, and therefore greater love and depth of compassion. It can bring in sadness, righteous anger, passionate need to contribute positive healing action and change in the world. You may be introspective. You may be an introspective soul who does this through mastering their inner world through meditation, through yoga, raising your own vibration, with absolute intent that this will bring healing to the world around you. You may be extroverted soul. You may be an extroverted soul that thrives in sharing messages and living a life of dynamic action in support of the causes that are worthy and moving to your brave heart, capable of feeling divine outrage and responding with inspired action. You may be a combination of these soul types, and choosing wisely what you consume, which companies you support, what television you do or do not watch, what you read, voting for the life you want to have around you in this world. Through your actions, internal and external. This is the Christ flame igniting within you, setting the world aflame with the fire of divine love. This oracle brings guidance to you that you are connected with the universal Christ consciousness, and your heart is meant to awaken in a sacred heart, as a sacred heart, bearing the Christ flame of the divine love this lifetime. You are part of the wave of an awakening happening on the earth now. You are exactly where you are meant to be and doing exactly what you are meant to be doing. Keep going. So I don't really care what religion you are or what faith you are or what you talk to when it comes to your spirituality or believe in when it comes to your spirituality, when it comes to that thing that is greater than you. So I have a name for it. You have a name for it. So don't beat up the author. This is a beautiful deck, The Journey of Love. Been using it for a year, and I'm kind of surprised that this card actually came out, to be truthful with you. I didn't know there was one in here until now. So it stayed hidden. So just replace that one word with the word that you use on a regular basis and tap into that beautiful, beautiful message of who you are, where you're going, who you're becoming, and the wave that you are riding. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.